I'm sure for a lot of other people in Melbourne right now, when you go for a walk, your street view looks just like mine. Quiet. Gone is the hustle and bustle, and a lot of businesses have had to close their doors because staying open just isn't viable, which gets me really worried for the state of our LGBTQ businesses because they've already been working within a niche market for years. In struggling conditions where they haven't just been surviving, they've been thriving. They mean so much more to our communities than just a shop. It's one of the reasons why it's exciting to see businesses like theirs finding a creative way to keep on going right now. Hares and Hyenas are delivering books on a bike, Vodavile's got dragged virtually, people are delivering sweets, making masks. It's really been a joy to see these businesses pivot at these trying times. Like the 86, a queer owned and operated cabaret bar that haven't just pivoted, they've pirouetted.
Yeah, well, it's actually a pirouette, not a pivot. A pirouette is something that grabs your attention for a short moment but can't last for that long.
For the past 10 years, the 86 has been known as a hub for queer nightlife. It was the headquarters of Equal Love Melbourne, broke the world record in a non-stop dragathon, and its stage has been home to many queer performers, including myself. But 5 months ago, this stage was swept clean, and the curtains were drawn, with the venue closing their doors due to the pandemic, not sure when they would reopen.
We closed before we had to, because I thought, well, look, I all of a sudden felt uncomfortable serving people that close as you do over the bar, and I couldn't ask staff to do something I wasn't happy to do. So I went, okay, we're going to close temporarily, thinking it was going to be a month. As we approached the end of that first month, I started to get a bit more worried.
Businesses that have had to shut their doors haven't got any idea when these restrictions are going to be lifted. So Anthony turned his worry into creativity, and since he couldn't operate a cocktail cabaret bar virtually,
I'm representing the Jam Tram. It's our brand new COVID cafe pop-up. I'd like to say that I got a classy shop fitter in, but this was hard rubbish that I gutted and painted up and got fixed in place, and the plumbing sorted and the electrical sorted. And this was the old store area that we used to put the outside furniture. And all of a sudden, when we got it all stripped and painted and put the stripes up, and I'm like, was it always this size? We've got a kitchen and an oven and a fryer, and I'm like, why didn't I do this 8 years ago?
Aside from refitting his space for a pop-up, Anthony and his team had to figure out a whole new way of doing things.
Look, this could have been easier in probably any other state than Melbourne when it came to serving coffee in inner city Fitzroy. I've heard terms of coffee that I did not know. I thought they were making it up. I thought that's not a word, surely. Like, it's been a big learning curve, not just for the crew, but for me as well. Like, we're venturing into an area that certainly wasn't our strong point. It's not a performance-based thing. It's not a cocktail-based thing. It's a survival-based thing, and now that we've kind of got, a dozen hours under our belt of operating, we're gaining confidence, and the truth be known, we kind of all love Jam Donut.
The Jam Tram literally popped up this week, doing a trial run on Saturday, and while they were working out all their odds and ends, what this team weren't prepared for was the amazing response from the community, sharing such strong support for their business before they'd even opened. It took them by surprise, and honestly, just what they needed right now.
After 5 months of lockdown, where you are surrounded by hundreds of people every single week, multiple times a week, and that all going, all of a sudden you feel like you've vanished into the background. And that the pain that you're feeling isn't even a thought of those that had regulars here or performed here or part of the fabric here. And I just was getting moments of, does it all matter? Like the stress, the going into debt, the idea of building something pop-up, is it even worth it? Like, and Saturday's posting that someone put online, and it got shared so much, and then all the comments of, oh my God, I'm so glad the 86 is surviving. Yeah, it really, it was so uplifting, and energized us to go, yeah, in the end, we'll survive because of the community. There was no time to sit back and go, all right, so this works really well, we just had to do it. And so the way we learned was just tripping over each other, and at the end of the day going, okay, so next time we're gonna have to do it like this. It actually gave people some joy where they really haven't had much of that at all. We head out to do our necessities, pick up our dinner, grocery shopping, but not something fun. And this has ticked a fun box.
Well, the 86 have certainly pumped up the jam, but we know there are plenty of other queer businesses and individuals doing the exact same thing, levelling up in this lockdown, and we want to hear all about it. Remember to share their stories on your social media. Hit us up and let us know who else are doing interesting and amazing things to keep their queer business and queer spirit alive. Share the love so we can shout it from the rooftops.
We're going to be open Wednesday to Saturday, and if it goes really well, maybe we'll add some more days in. So get into the Jam Tram for a bag of jammed goodness.